Ah, the good old days. The dancing, the laughs, the feel-good moments. Ellen DeGeneres wasn't just a talk show host. She was the queen of daytime TV. If Oprah was the wise aunt who gave you life advice, Ellen was the fun best friend who pulled pranks and handed out free stuff. What's not to love? Well, about that. Somewhere along the way, the world turned on Ellen. The same woman who was once America's sweetheart became, well, let's just say, the internet had thoughts.
He's my favorite comedian. Other than you.
Was it the awkward celebrity interviews, the workplace rumors, the fact that she seemed to smile through gritted teeth? Maybe it was all of the above. But how did we get here? How did a show that ruled daytime television for nearly 2 decades start to crack? Let's rewind.
Ellen DeGeneres!
The Ellen DeGeneres Show premiered in 2003 and quickly became a cultural phenomenon. It had everything. A charismatic host? Check. Celebrities spilling secrets? Check. Surprise giveaways, pranks, and a whole lot of dancing? Double check. Ellen wasn't just a talk show host, she was a vibe. She was funny, relatable, and perhaps most importantly, she built her brand on kindness. And it worked. The show won over 60 Daytime Emmy Awards, making Ellen one of the most beloved TV personalities in America.
I thank you, the fans, for watching. I can't believe I'm even here.
People weren't just watching Ellen. They were obsessed. From A-list celebrities to everyday heroes. If you were on Ellen's show, you made it. Viral internet kids, she made them famous. Struggling teachers, she gave them thousands of dollars. Random audience members, they walked away with vacations, TVs, or if they were really lucky, a brand new car.
That's your brand new car, Sarah.
Then there were the legendary guest appearances.
An honor to welcome Senator Barack Obama.
In 2007, Ellen welcomed Barack Obama, marking a milestone moment as he prepared for his presidential campaign. The interview was warm, funny, and even a little historic. Then, in 2013, Ellen pulled off one of the biggest surprises in TV history, a Friends reunion with Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, and Matthew Perry. Nostalgia levels through the roof.
Smart, you're beautiful, you're sexy.
I know, but it just out here.
And when it came to giveaways, no one did it like Ellen. Entire audiences left with iPads, luxury trips, and once, in 2018, she gave away a record-breaking $1 million to a group of deserving fans. At its peak, The Ellen Show wasn't just a talk show, it was a dream factory. Her influence extended beyond daytime television. Clips from her show went viral, turning funny interviews into meme-worthy moments.
Congratulations to The Ellen Show, winner of 7 Daytime Emmys.
Celebrities like Adele, Bruno Mars, and Billie Eilish all had their most entertaining TV moments sitting across from Ellen. For a while, it felt like she was untouchable. But as they say, the higher the climb, the harder the fall. For years, there had been whispers about Ellen's off-camera personality. Was she really as kind as she seemed? Staff members told stories of strict rules, weird power dynamics, and a workplace that felt more tense than joyful. But for the most part, the public brushed it off. After all, she was Ellen. She gave people cars. She made celebrities play embarrassing games. Surely these were just bitter ex-employees trying to stir up drama. But then came early 2020. It started small. A few social media posts, a couple of Twitter threads, and suddenly the stories started to pile up. People who had worked on the show, even briefly, described an atmosphere that was anything but friendly. Ellen wasn't just distant, she was intimidating. Reports surfaced about strict backstage rules, including one that allegedly forbade staff from making direct eye contact with her. But the whispers weren't just coming from former employees. Then came Nikki DeGeneres. The Dutch beauty influencer, better known as Nikki Tutorials, had been invited to The Ellen Show after coming out as transgender. On the surface, it seemed like another classic Ellen moment, giving a platform to an inspiring guest. But a few weeks later, in an interview on Dutch television and an Instagram post, Nikki subtly revealed that her experience wasn't exactly magical.
Nou, laat ik zeggen dat er een groot verschil is tussen De Wereld Draait Door en Ellen. En dan geef ik jullie het positieve handje. Want? Punt. Nou.
She described Ellen as distant, unwelcoming, and far less warm than she appeared on TV. The internet took notice. If even invited guests felt this way, what did that say about the environment behind the scenes? And just like that, people began to rewatch old clips with a new perspective, sharing them on social media with captions like, "How did we not see this before?" Or, "Ellen's villain origin story was right in front of us." Moments that once seemed funny now felt uncomfortable.
This makes me feel so bad about myself. Every time I come up here, you put like a different dude up.
Making fun of Taylor Swift's dating life? Cringe. Guests visibly uncomfortable as Ellen pushed personal questions or put them on the spot? Hard to ignore. What used to come across as lighthearted teasing now felt more like public humiliation disguised as humor. The image of Ellen as the fun, quirky host was beginning to fade. Was she ever really the person she claimed to be? Or had the crack always been there, just waiting for the right moment to shatter? And this was just the beginning. So, what was the exact moment when Ellen's empire began to crumble? Was it the viral Twitter thread that exposed her mean persona, the Warner Media investigation, or the staggering drop in ratings? Maybe it wasn't just one moment, but the culmination of years of whispers finally becoming impossible to ignore. Well, let's just say that 2020 was not kind to Ellen. While the world was dealing with the pandemic, Ellen was dealing with the PR disaster of a lifetime. What started as scattered complaints turned into a viral Twitter thread in 2020, where users shared personal encounters and stories of Ellen's alleged mean behavior. The thread gained massive traction, bringing years of whispers into the mainstream and forcing people to reconsider her reputation. Soon after, it turned into a full-blown investigation. Former employees weren't just whispering anymore. They were talking, loudly. Reports of a toxic workplace flooded the internet. Employees being fired for taking medical leave. Racial discrimination behind the scenes, and a culture of fear and intimidation. And the worst part, people weren't even surprised. By August 2020, Warner Media launched an internal investigation into the toxic workplace allegations, confirming that things were far from the cheerful atmosphere portrayed on screen. The "Be Kind" slogan had officially lost all meaning. In Ellen, in September 2020, she finally addressed the controversy with a public apology at the start of her new season.
And if I've ever let someone down, if I've ever hurt their feelings, I am so sorry for that.
But instead of damage control, the speech felt stiff, rehearsed, and lacking genuine accountability, making everything worse. "If I've ever let someone down, if I've ever hurt their feelings, I am so sorry for that," she said. But instead of taking real responsibility, she shifted the blame elsewhere, claiming she didn't know what was happening behind the scenes. Right, because the woman who built her entire brand on knowing everything about everyone somehow missed the fact that her own staff was miserable. Public reaction? Absolute chaos. Like if Mr. Rogers had been exposed for running an underground fight club. But this wasn't just a scandal, it was a reckoning. Twitter didn't just react, it erupted. Within days, viral threads and compilation videos flooded social media. Clip after clip was rewatched, no longer as lighthearted talk show moments, but as evidence in Ellen's public trial by internet. One of the first clips to resurface, the infamous 2008 Mariah Carey interview, where Ellen pressured her to confirm pregnancy rumors by handing her a glass of champagne.
No, honestly, you know what, Angela? Let's just toast with champagne and decide.
Mariah, visibly uncomfortable, tried to refuse, but Ellen pushed. "Just take a sip." The kicker? Mariah was actually pregnant at the time, but would later suffer a miscarriage, announced publicly just weeks after her Ellen appearance. In hindsight, the moment felt less like playful teasing and more like a cruel invasion of privacy. And that was just the beginning. Old clips where Ellen mocked celebrities for their relationships resurfaced, like her long-running obsession with Taylor Swift's dating history. In one cringeworthy moment, she forced Swift to sit through a game where she had to confirm ex-boyfriends while the audience laughed. Swift, visibly irritated, later admitted that public humiliation over her relationships had left lasting emotional scars. Oh, and then there was Dakota Johnson. Her, "Actually, no, that's not true," Ellen moment in 2019, where she called Ellen out for lying about not being invited to her birthday party, suddenly became the internet's favorite takedown.
How was the party? I wasn't invited. Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen.
The clip spread like wildfire, and the phrase became a meme, a symbolic dismantling of Ellen's carefully constructed nice guy persona. And if that wasn't enough, celebrities began speaking out. Hollywood veteran Brad Garrett tweeted that Ellen's mean-spirited behavior was common knowledge. Leah Thompson followed up with a simple confirmation. "Yep, the truth. Even Kevin Hart, once one of Ellen's most vocal defenders, started to distance himself as the backlash became impossible to ignore. Because if there's one thing Hollywood hates more than bad press, it's bad press that makes them look complicit. By March 2021, the numbers told the real story. According to Nielsen ratings, Ellen's 18th season had lost over 1 million viewers, marking a 43% decline from the previous year. By the time the 19th season of The Ellen Show aired, it was like watching a sinking ship. Ratings plummeted, advertisers pulled out. The once beloved host was now a punchline. Memes flooded the internet, with people joking that appearing on Ellen's show was like surviving a horror movie. The worst part, the show itself had become boring. The giveaways felt forced, the celebrity interviews lacked energy, and Ellen's usual charm, gone. What was once a fun, unpredictable talk show had become a lifeless routine. The show's segments, which once felt fresh and entertaining, had lost their appeal. Remember the pranks, the celebrity scare tactics? What was once lighthearted fun now felt uncomfortable, like watching someone try too hard to recreate past success. Audiences could tell, and they stopped tuning in. And the audience, they had moved on. By the time Ellen announced that the show was ending in 2022, no one was shocked. In September 2022, her time slot was officially taken over by The Kelly Clarkson Show, marking the start of a new chapter in daytime television. If anything, people were surprised it lasted that long. Daytime TV had already changed. Social media influencers were the new talk show hosts. TikTok creators and YouTubers built their brands on authenticity. Real or staged, at least it felt real. Ellen's polished, corporate-style kindness felt outdated in comparison. So, what's left of Ellen's legacy? Well, aside from some old YouTube clips and a collection of now awkward celebrity interviews, not much. Hollywood moved on, the internet got new memes, and daytime TV, it found new faces to hype up. The Be Kind era was officially over. The downfall of The Ellen Show wasn't just about one controversy. It was about trust. Audiences believed in her kindness, but when the illusion cracked, there was nothing left to hold on to. A talk show built on authenticity can survive. One built on a carefully crafted image, doomed the moment that image falls apart. For years, Ellen was untouchable. Then almost overnight, she became just another chapter in Hollywood's favorite cycle. Build them up, tear them down, and move on to the next star. In an era where everything is recorded, reputations don't crumble in silence. They collapse in real time, with millions watching. Was Ellen a monster? No, but was she the person she spent 20 years convincing us she was? Also no. And when your entire brand is kindness, and that kindness turns out to be a lie, what's left? Maybe she could have saved her show. But apologies without change are just well-rehearsed lines, and the audience had stopped buying the act. The cameras are off, the show is over, and so is the illusion.
I feel the love, and I send it back to you. Bye.
But hey, if you want more deep dives into the rise and fall of pop culture giants, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and stay tuned. Because in Hollywood, there's always another illusion waiting to be exposed.